Assalamu alaikum, my beloved students. How are you all? I hope you are all fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. Welcome back to NIBS Home School. Here I am Lokman, assistant teacher of NIBS Deship. Now I am going to conduct a Bangladesh and Global Studies class for the students of class 7. Our today's topic has been taken from chapter 12. From chapter 12, lesson 4, 5 and 6. In our yesterday, I talked about from lesson 1, 2 and 3. In our today's discussion, we will talk about the roles and function of United Nations and the peacekeeping forces of Bangladeshi Air Force, Navy, Army and their contribution. So let's have a look. First of all, we will read out the passage, read out lesson 4. In lesson 4, it is already discussed about the functions and the rules of United Nations. You know that United Nations was born due to fill up the demand of to bringing the world peace and security in the member states. From its beginning of the United Nations and its establishment, it has been working to bring prosperity and peace among the member states of the whole world. The major work and objectives of this United Nations is to bring peace and security in the member states. Secondly, to impose some economic and diplomatic sanction against the aggressive state. Thirdly, to take some support from regional organization. Fourthly, to get involved in different kinds of activities to establish peace and betterment of the member countries. And the last one is to engage in activities to solve the unemployment, meet crisis and related to education, agriculture, health and other sectors. Finally, to irrigate all the international disputes through the International Court of Justice. Now let's have a look. Lesson 5, role of the United Nations in maintaining world peace. The United Nations was born due to demand for world peace against the backdrop of devastation of World War II. We know that after World Wars I and II, the whole world the peace of whole world broke down. Then the United Nations was born. Why it was born? To bring the world peace in the member state and within a state. The main objectives of the United Nations is to bring peace in the member states and the whole world. And its success, the major success of this country and this organization is to bring a long-standing war of South Sudan, which was an independent state and which is a great example of United Nations. And other examples of this organization, the major operation is done by Security Council. It's all responsible for bringing peace and other to meet the dispute of world is the Security Council. Now, besides various socio-economic issues, violation of human rights in various countries and regions also threaten the world peace. Keeping this in view, the United Nations also conducts various kinds of socio-economic development efforts. Below is a brief discussion on these kinds of activities run by the United Nations. The first function is whenever there is conflict is found in a world or member countries or within a state, then the United Nations trying to pitch or mitigate the disputes and stop the war. Secondly, it also works to preserve the environment and fighting the climate change. Thirdly, it also works in major aspects of establishing world peace is ensuring human rights and to empower the women. And thirdly, we know that illiteracy is a curse of humanity and it also an obstacle to the way of peace. That's why the United Nations is also working to eradicate the illiteracy from its member state. And then it also works in the member countries to victims to bring a hunger-free society in the whole world. It is the major operation of United Nations. Next and the last one is the United Nations also has initiatives to meet the population crisis of the whole world, to meet the refugee problems in the world and other establishment of women rights and resistance of natural disasters from the whole world. Now let's have a look in lesson 6, role of Bangladesh in peacekeeping force. Bangladesh is one of the major contributing countries in UN peacekeeping force. Bangladesh has been playing an active role in maintaining world peace since it receives its membership 1974. The country sent the contingent of armed force to peacekeeping force in the year 1988. My beloved students, you know that Bangladesh tops the first list to send the personnel such as army, police, navy and other personnel in the United Nations. Their sacrifice and their other contributions brings prosperity for whole the world, and it also a great example of Bangladesh. As of August 2015, members of our army, navy, air force and police were deployed in 50 missions in 40 countries. The countries where Bangladeshi forces have been engaged so far: Congo, Haiti, Ivory Coast, East Timor, Iraq, Kuwait, Namibia, Sudan, Sierra Leone, West Sahara, Mozambique, Rwanda, Cambodia, Somalia, Uganda, Georgia, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya, etc. Bangladesh has sent a total of 1,57,050 personnel to the United Nations. In this field, Bangladesh tops the list according to the number of personnel. Members of armed force of Bangladesh have gained considerable good name in these peace missions. This participation, fame didn't, however, come without a price. Bangladesh has also sacrificed their most important valuable lives. They have already 124 members of Bangladesh contingents in peacekeeping force operation made their deaths in accidents and conflicts. Yet the excellence of Bangladesh continues to grow. Now we have a look here. The position of Bangladesh in UN peacekeeping force is indeed like a bright star. The contribution of Bangladesh has been recognized by the appointment of some high officials of armed forces of Bangladesh to the post of commander or other higher post. This also has increased the status of Bangladesh in the world. This participation in peacekeeping force is economically beneficial for the country too. So this is all about our today's discussion. I hope you have understood our today's lesson from lesson 4 to 6. In this lesson, we talked about the role and function of United Nations and also the contribution of Bangladesh in peacekeeping force and how many personnel they have already sent to them and how was their activities we discussed. You need to go through your textbook. I have just summarized your text or summarized the lessons. Now take your SW. This is SW number 9, knowledge based question. Number 1 question is, why is the United Nations involved in multidimensional activities? Again, why is the United Nations is involved? Sorry, is repeated here. It should be once. Why is the United Nations involved in multidimensional activities? Second one, why was the United Nations born? Number 3, how many personnel has sent Bangladesh to the peacekeeping force till August 2015? It has already discussed here. And the last one, when did Bangladesh receive its membership in the United Nations? My beloved students, you need to read your textbook loudly so that you can get the better idea and you can answer the question properly. Now you should take preparation for annual examination. You should follow suggestion we have already sent to you. Stay home, stay safe. See you soon with next video. Allah Hafiz.